Howdy, yokes. Before we get started, I want to let you know that I am just not bringing the energy right now. And the reason for that is you might not be a patron just yet. And you're thinking to yourself, wow,
I thought
Tyler.
it's because you suck, Tyler.
Wow, Tyler, you're just using my money to bring the energy. And the truth is, I'm a very tired man. I work very long hours. This is all selling you way too hard. Here's the thing. If you like the show that we do and you want to support it financially and you have the means to do so, you should head over to patreon.com/baconandeggs. Check out all the really cool reward tiers. One of the ones that we're bringing back that we used to do a lot and haven't done in a while is Google Hangouts, where we sit down with like 8 to 10 patrons and we have like a live conversation where we play games, talk about life, talk movies, all that sort of stuff.
And also, it'll definitely be a Zoom call now because Google Hangouts doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a legacy name, right? But basically we sit down, we chat, we hang out, we have a good time. We used to play like Among Us. Do you guys remember that game? I'm old. I'm gonna divert real quick. I was at work today and one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, I hated college." And I was like, "What? How did you hate college?" And she was like, "Well, for 2 years I was doing everything online from my parents' house." And I was like,
Oh my God.
I cannot freaking imagine. That was COVID school. I'm old.
What's it like to be 11 years old?
She's 23.
I said, 11.
Anyway, if you like the show and you want to support it financially and you have the means to do so, patreon.com/baconandeggs. Check out all the amazing reward tiers. We're doing a Google Hangout as long as nothing changes a week from today. So today is Thursday to you, not to me. To me, I'm talking in the future. But today is Thursday. A week from today, we are doing a hangout with our patrons, all up to 25 or up reward tier. And we'd love to see you there. So go ahead and siggity sign on up. We don't charge your card until September 1st. It's August, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we won't charge your card until September 1st. So you could just lie and be a bad person and say you're not going to pay us. I mean, it's a pledge, right? So you're promising to spend the $25, but you don't actually have to. I do this to get the magnets from our university.
This has been the longest cold open.
I do this to get the magnets from the university.
Yeah.
If you pledge $50, they send you the magnet. You don't actually have to pay it.
Well, so here's the problem is I don't get the fucking magnets.
Oh, because they don't know where you live.
No, they know where I live, but I missed a year in there somewhere, apparently.
Oh, yeah. So I get stickers now. I don't get the magnets.
Yeah, I got out of the Anchor Society. I literally was talking to Bashir Vendrick about this, and he was just like, my hands are tied on that.
No way.
And I was like, you can't even, like, I'm on the board with you. You can't even, like, just sneak one in there for me?
Sneak one over.
And
anyway,
like, no.
This was the cold open. On with the show. Howdy, yokes, and welcome back to Bacon and Eggs. I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And today we're gonna fight Vecna.
Or maybe we're just gonna save Hawkins.
So saw off the shotgun.
And pull the strings.
Because today we're bringing you
Stranger Things 4, Part 2. I got the numbers right this time. Tyler, okay, you're done. You're done. That's all you can legally use a Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Really?
Yeah, they'll come in here and murder you. Okay, well,
it's actually pretty close when I'm doing my left hand here. It's not that hard. It's all the open. It's a D, right? It's a drop D.
It is not drop D.
No, it's an
No,
E.
it's E standard. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's a and what you're doing is you're hitting on the what's a fourth up from E. A is the next string. You're hitting the A string on like 753, 753. I don't know, 531.
I think technically you're going up to like the 12, and not up to the
Really?
next string. Yeah.
Well, I thought I watched. I can't think of the freaking actor that plays Eddie's name right now.
Joseph Quinn.
I watched Joseph Quinn do it in the Metallica thing, and he was going up to the A string.
Well, I'm not positive off the top of my head, but I think that's how James Hetfield from Metallica does it.
Well, he was playing it with me. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, so we're talking about Stranger Things, season
4,
part 2.
I got the bandana and everything.
You do.
For the 80s.
You got the bandana. You just came back from Floyd Fest.
Came back from Music Festival.
You probably worked at Surfer Boy Pizza.
I did not work at Surfer Boy Pizza.
I think you know what I mean by that. A little purple palm tree delight.
There was no purple palm tree delight. I got a negative review here from Judy. I almost said Jeremy. I got distracted by the name of your person.
Andrew Mail.
Andrew Mail.
Andrew Mail.
That sounds like a fake name.
My name's
Andrew Mail.
Mail. I am not an alien.
My name's Guy Standing.
My name is Ford Prefect, and I am not
I have a negative
an
review.
alien.
I have a negative review here from Judy Berman of Time Magazine, who says, overstuffed with plot, but bereft of substance, Stranger Things wishes it had so much left to say.
You really think it's... How did you say her name?
Berman?
How did you say it?
Judy Berman.
Not Betterman?
No, I think it's Judy Berman.
Give me words.
Like Chris Berman?
Give me words.
You know, like the football announcer?
Give me words that mean eggplant.
Aubergine.
Aubergine. That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't think of the word though.
Aubergine. Yeah.
I have a positive review from Andrew Mallet from the Times in the UK.
They have Times over there?
No. Well, actually, they literally own Time. No. Oh no.
It's true. It's where all the time comes from.
It's where the time comes from.
So they make all the time. We've been to the Time Factory.
We've been to the Time Factory. We did the little, it's 8 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock.
It's 1:32.
I'm in New Mexico. I'm in Arizona. Shut up. It's not that interesting. Okay. They're just like, it's all the government giving you a tourist attraction. These lines don't mean anything.
Time is a construct put on by the government to keep you working the 9 to 5. You couldn't have a 9 to 5 shift if there weren't no 9 or 5.
They're thinking
Let me tell you that much. The British government is keeping us chained to the wheel.
The Industrial Revolution.
The Industrial Revolution.
Guns, germs, and steel. They're coming after us.
Yeah. Send large guns and money. The shit has indeed hit the fan. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Sam Elliott. Have you ever thought about buying a Dodge Ram?
Does he do the Rams?
I think that's who does the Rams.
All I know is, I think I've reamed about this on the show before.
About the use of
Arctic monkeys.
Yeah, about do I want to know about the Arctic monkeys to sell?
It's just straight up not in truck commercials.
But it's people doing the Sam Elliott impression.
Right.
They're like, have you ever been f***ed in the ass by a woman with a bigger dick than you?
You might be just right for a Toyota Tacoma.
You might be just right for a Toyota Tacoma. Have you ever thought about buying the 2022 Nissan Titan?
No.
Well,
oh my God. Can you freaking imagine owning a Titan?
If you're gonna buy a truck that's from Japan and not buy a Tundra, what are you doing with your life?
I'd buy the Hyundai.
Anyway, Tyler, do you have anything more better to say than I would buy the Hyundai truck? Because that is an unacceptable opinion for you to hold.
I think the tiny truck is making a comeback.
Buy a Ford Ranger.
Ford Ranger is still a body on frame. I want that
monocoque chassis.
Yeah.
They always talked about that in Top Gear. I had no idea what they were talking about.
Do you now?
I do now, okay. But I was like,
there is a Q the Sparkle
14.
is listening to this show right now. Like, I don't even know what a truck is.
Let alone what a monocoque chassis is.
And now we're gonna get a DM from Q where she's like, I know a lot about trucks.
I actually know a lot about trucks. I know a lot about the Ford Ranger.
And actually tell you wrong, the Ford Ranger is a monobody chassis. I don't know for sure, to be completely honest with you, Q. Positive review. Yes, episodes still feel overlong, but the stakes seem real again, and the world genuinely terrifying. Far more in keeping with the show's Stephen King influences than any aimless feel-good Goonies vibe. Stranger Things is scary and strange again. I'm Andrew Mail for the Times in the UK. I think I read that the way it's supposed to be read.
I mean, potentially. You didn't quite nail the there's like a British news anchor voice.
Oh no, I was going for David Attenborough.
Oh, okay.
Episodes still feel overlong, but the orangutan. See, I think it's right there.
Yes, episodes still feel overlong, but the stakes seem real again.
And the world.
That's my British newscaster voice.
Whoa.
Are you under the impression, I just want to go back to something you said earlier, are you under the impression that Time Magazine is a Scottish production?
Judy Berman.
Because you said Judy Berman. Overstuffed with plot, but bereft of substance. Stranger Things wishes it had so much left to say, Jack Sparrow.
Bill Nye.
Do you fear death, Judy Berman?
Oh my God. I've been having
Judy Berman of Time Magazine is watching this right now. Like, what are you guys doing?
What are you guys doing?
My good Christian.
To my legacy. I don't think if you work at Time Magazine, I don't think you have a good Christian family. I think Time Magazine.
I was saying good Christian name as in I've forgotten that is a thing people say. I'm just so used to the meme of like, not in my good Christian Minecraft server, that I forgot that was a legitimate thing people say. Wow. I've gone so far back on the other end that I forgot God existed. Well, theoretically.
Do you think if you work for
I try not to, honestly.
If you work for
as much
Time
as humanly
Magazine
possible.
today.
I don't. I work for your brothers.
I think 40 years ago, you wanted to work for Rolling Stone or Time Magazine, right?
Yeah. I mean, I still would not mind working for Rolling Stone.
Or Time Magazine.
Or Time Magazine.
If Judy Behrman at Time Magazine calls us up tomorrow and is like, hey, can you guys do a 300-word review for me on Stranger Things every episode?
Can I do it in Scottish?
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, can I do it in Welsh?
You seen the person that on TikTok that accidentally bought the Peppa Pig book in Scottish?
My daughter has fallen in love with Peppa Pig. I've learned if there's one way to get your kids to love something, it's to say, oh no, my kids will never.
My kids will never be Peppa Pig people.
But Peppa Pig is just like British Bluey. I know that it's the other way around and Bluey is just Australian Peppa Pig. But like, it's pretty wholesome.
There was your recent moment on the most recent episode of Popcorn Culture that hasn't actually come out yet. It didn't come out till Friday.
What's up?
Where your brother Jonathan said that one of the characters in Bluey always says, "Oh, biscuits."
Oh, biscuits.
And he thought that was like slang in Australia and not just like a soft swear word. Yeah. And I was sitting there like, Jay, it's Australia.
Who says, oh, biscuits? Bandit?
I've never watched Bluey.
You never watched Bluey?
No, I'm an adult.
Oh, dude, so good for adults. Way better for adults than for Olivia.
Okay, but like there's so much content out there that isn't targeted toward children.
Yeah, but Bluey's 7 minutes an episode. I mean, surely.
Well, let me tell you what's not 7 minutes an episode is
Stranger Things season 4 part 2. The last I didn't even finish it. I've seen it. I watched it. I got through
the last episode is almost twice as long as Toy Story.
I know. I got through the Master of Puppets scene, and then I was like, I know what happens for the rest of this.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Eddie dies. Everybody's mad about 2 days later.
A lot of people. So we went out and asked our Facebook community, which is free to join, by the way, and our Discord server,
which is not free to join, by the way.
Which is not free to join. It's $3 a month on Patreon. About Stranger Things season 4 part 2, and a lot of the takes had to do with Max Mayfield surviving, and Eddie dying.
So good things can't happen on Stranger Things ever to anybody. Like nothing good happens to anybody, and Max Mayfield dying would have been the merciful good thing to happen to her.
Yes. Yeah. So Max Mayfield
they're acting like it's an easy, convenient thing that she came back. Sans soul.
Right.
Like 11's in her head at the end, like, hey Max, where you be at? You're not here.
Yeah, nothing good is happening to Max.
Nothing good is happening to Max. All her bones got snapped. Her eyes are gone. She can't feel or see anything. And then she has no soul because she's literally dead. I mean, like it counted. Like the kill counted.
Right. Yeah, because he kills her and then he opens up all of the darkness or whatever. The upside down.
The rift to the upside down, yeah. Which slices Jason in half.
I forgot Jason died.
Yeah, Jason got squunched by the rift.
Squelches wetly.
Yeah.
Jason got squelched wetly. Let's get into the first let's talk scores. Because I do want to talk about Max Mayfield and I do want to talk about some of my favorite stuff in episode 9. But I do want to talk about scores just for the series, all of season 4.
All of season 4?
Ranking against, I guess, the other 3 seasons. And then also how Stranger Things as a whole ranks against TV.
So I think I said this in the last episode that we talked about this, but it's been 2 weeks. So I don't remember 100%. If you had ended Stranger Things in that final episode, that's a 100%er. That's top 5 all time, up there with like Breaking Bad. Like,
you mean without the 2 days later?
No, like if they had just like, if 11 had just actually killed Vecna instead of just sending him back to lick his wounds.
Right.
And then they wrapped it up. Yeah, that is a 100%er. As it stands, there's another season. There's another season coming out. It's confirmed. Obviously, in the end of this, stacks up to that. There was another season confirmed before Volume 2 even came out. And I fell victim to it where I was like, there's no way they're going to do a fifth season. Yeah, I know they said it, but like they're lying to us. They're just messing with us. So they're also like, oh, there's going to be 5 major character deaths, which there just weren't.
There will be next season.
Yeah.
Will be the 5th, right? Because there's
said,
one a season.
They said 5. No, they said 5 major character deaths in the final episode.
Oh, yeah. No,
yeah,
that didn't
happen. Yeah, so they said 5.
Eddie and Jason, right? That's it.
Eddie, I mean, yeah, and I guess Max.
She comes back.
And Papa
does that. Was that the last episode? Or
no,
was that
it wasn't. But it might have been volume
episode. I don't know.
They're so. Once you get past a certain point, that it just becomes like
it's all
so
just one long, beautiful series.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? As it stands, yeah, there's another season coming out. So it is an unknown quantity because of that, right? Like I'm not gonna score it, but it is very possible that the last season will be terrible. It was very possible that this season was terrible. Like that's what I thought going into it. I was like, man,
they're getting older.
They did 3. Are they gonna be able to hang it on for a 4th season? And the 4th season was supposed to be the last one, and that was the whole thing. And then it wasn't the last one, and I'm sitting here now like, y'all dodged a bullet on that one. Season 4 was really good.
I think I am living in a golden era that I never got to live in before, where even if they screw season 5, think we can have a different discussion then. But like, this is Game of Thrones pre-final season right now. It's obviously one of the greatest shows of all time. Which is why I'm with Breaking Bad, with Lost. Right. Like, and I know that Lost is a controversial take here because of season 4 and the ending.
And 5 and 6 and the ending.
I don't care what you think. I'll watch season 1 of Lost and treat that like the greatest show of all time.
Yeah.
Seasons 1 and 2, really.
But like, yeah, I mean,
I think this is in that conversation right now. And until they take it, I think greatest until proven not.
Right. That was sort of the point I was making. Is that like, yes, it is the Infinity War of the saga at the moment.
Right.
So it is like, it is the best thing we've seen thus far. And I do think Avengers Endgame did a really good job of not ruining Infinity War. And also creating a satisfying and concluding movie.
Yeah.
So that is definitely possible. It is definitely doable. It is not the standard for television.
The standard would be that the last season sucks.
Yeah, most shows last season, even if it's a planned last season, is the worst one.
And that's why like Breaking Bad did so well.
Is because they
cut it off when
every episode was better than the last one. Like,
yeah. I do think
like right up until the finale. The finale of Breaking Bad's crazy.
I do think one of the things you miss with this compared to something like Breaking Bad is you do miss some of the like challenges that come with being a TV show because Netflix just puts all of the money into this.
Yeah.
Like Bryan Cranston, I think Bryan Cranston worked harder on Malcolm in the Middle than maybe not the adults, but than any of the kids do in this show.
I mean, I would not 100% agree with that. Like,
maybe not Malcolm in the Middle, but certainly with Breaking Bad.
No, definitely with Breaking Bad. But like,
but if you ever listen to an interview with Bryan Cranston where he talks shop and talks about his acting method, to me that is harder work than Noah Schnapp. You play D&D with your friends,
right? But like, this is also and will be for a long time, is now the like gold standard for child acting.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
It does not get better than this.
Because it is the only time you have ever believed that kids are kids and not just, puppets being directed and written for.
I think what's so interesting to me about this is it's like, I mean, this took the golden standard for child acting away from, I think, Daniel Radcliffe.
Probably. I mean,
I don't think Rupert Grint did that great. Like if you go back and watch him again, and actually, I take that back. I think Rupert Grint did a fantastic job. He just hasn't done anything since.
Right. But if you go back and watch.
Whoa.
What?
That's what Rupert Grint always says.
If you go back and watch Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber, like that's rough.
is not as good as
those are rough.
Season 1.
Yeah, it's not as good as season 1. And they were babies. So were Danny Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson. But like they do the flashbacks throughout the whole 4th season, and every time I'm just like, they were babies.
They were so
they were
young.
children, and they weren't. They're older than every single one of them is older than you think they are.
They were young.
Yeah, but like now it's season 4, every single one of them's over 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're supposed to be high school freshmen, like barely.
They still look pretty young. They work really hard with Noah Schnapp. I think when I watch him in interviews, I'm like, that's an older kid. And they work really hard with Millie Bobby Brown, who has really taken to adulthood.
Yeah.
In her personal life.
Yeah.
I guess in her professional life.
I know, it definitely, for some of them, it still feels like, yeah, no, I love Stranger Things, but it's almost like I'm still doing Stranger Things. Like I still have to be.
Yeah, I still have to be
14. Like,
right.
So apparently there will be a significant time jump, aka, or theoretically, quote, air quotes, inverted commas, between seasons 4 and 5. So
I think you have to. You couldn't tell me that Jonathan is in high school.
It's one of those things where it is like, it is wild that it's possible though, because and this is sort of where I get the like 2 days later thing, where people are like, you're telling me everybody was just like, yeah, okay, it's time to just batten down the hatches, and it's just a disaster, and so like if we're talking about, oh, well, there's going to be a year, maybe 2 years in between season 4 and 5, like what were they doing? What were they doing for 2 years?
Yes, Vecna's gone. We're all good now.
And like, maybe if they'd been like, oh man, we really got Vecna. If any of them believed that, it'd be one thing. But clearly, they have this scene where they're all standing there, like looking off in the distance, like, ah, shit. Still got to deal with Vecna.
Here he comes.
Yeah. And that's like the last scene. So like, clearly, they're all aware of like, it could not be a more like, not cliffhanger, but like a setup to another episode. Another series.
We talked a lot about episode 5, like the last 10 minutes of it. Not episode 5, episode 9. The 5th episode we watched.
Yes.
Do you want to dial it back a little bit?
Sure.
And talk about actual episode 5.
Sure.
This is the Nina Project. I mean, I don't know what to say here. Oh, so
this is the first one that she's back in the tank, right?
What do you think? So we could talk ad nauseum about what Marvel has done to VFX artists in Hollywood. What do you think of the effect of the little girl that they photoshopped Millie Bobby Brown's face onto?
They're not photoshopping Millie Bobby Brown's face onto her.
What?
It's just a girl.
That's just like a different kid?
Yeah.
No.
That's why she's just Millie Bobby Brown in most of those scenes.
What?
What are you talking about?
When she's little.
Every time she's little, that's just a kid.
That's just like some kid that looks like Millie Bobby Brown.
Not particularly.
I know. I didn't think so either.
I mean, yeah, like that's why. It's like I don't. It's not. It's I guess a practical effect is what we're calling it now. That's what anything that is not CGI is called, is a practical effect now. Spider-Man has to not wear a mask ever. Has to be CGI'd on in post. But
part of that you got to think is Tom Holland being like, you got to make sure you get my face, guys. I'm Stan Lee's best creation ever.
No, there's no reason for Spider-Man to not wear a mask.
I'm Billy Elliot, baby.
No, it's just a girl. Like
it's just a different kid.
Yeah, it's just a different kid.
I didn't know.
Which is why it's mostly just regular 11.
Right. I know that, like, yeah, for a lot of it, they were like, oh, we're just going to put 18-year-old Millie Bobby Brown in here.
Yeah, we're just going to put her in there. We're not going to say anything about it. I was definitely confused when that started. So what are we going for here, team? It's kind of mad they shaved her hair again. I don't feel like she deserved that.
I mean, they didn't real life do that.
I know, but I don't feel like she deserved what I'm not saying they did real life did it. I don't think
Eleven's character.
I don't think 11 deserved to go back in.
I think,
like, even if they're looking to get her powers back, that sucks.
It's such an interesting dynamic with 11's character. I wanted 11 to die this whole season. Obviously, like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
That's
I mean, that's got to be the finale, right? Like,
no. Jon Snow lives.
I mean, yeah, but she's not Jon Snow.
She's Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah.
Does she die?
Yes. Watch the show.
She's
sake.
Arya Stark. Does she die?
No.
Okay, nailed it. She's Arya Stark.
Okay, nailed it. Got it in one.
Got it in one. So the Nina Project, we go back in, we get to meet I think this is when we first see one Henry. Hector?
Hank.
Hector.
You watch too much Holes.
No, he dies and becomes Hector from Coco.
Nope.
Hector from Coco is Vecna.
Nope. That's not a thing.
That's my theory. I work for the Super Carlin brothers, and that's my theory.
That's your hot Coco theory?
That's my hot Pixar theory, is that Stranger Things ties into the Pixar theory.
Vecna's responsible for the cars.
Vecna is how the cars get their eyes.
Every eye that gets taken by Vecna goes to a car.
Goes to a car.
That's the end of the timer. You can flip the video.
Yeah. I've never even watched a Super Carlin. That's not true. I watched a lot of Super Carlin brother videos in my life.
I never watched a Super Carlin brother video. I don't know what happens to the Pixar theory.
I invented the Pixar theory. Thank you very much. What did I say? Vecna is cars. Speed.
It's the first I am speed. One winner. 42
First time we
losers.
see Henry, I love this character so much more than I love Vecna.
It's a real Moon Knight phenomenon.
No, I mean, it's always the same dude, right? Like, even Vecna it's like, he's got such a weird body shape. Vecna looks so funny. He's got like such a swimmer's body. His torso is so freaking long. And then he's got little baby legs.
Yeah. But no, it's like Ethan Hawke and Moon Knight.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
When he goes in the
when he goes into the asylum.
Yeah.
What's a duat?
You gotta watch Moon Knight again, apparently.
Hold on. What's a duat?
That's the liminal space between life and death. The boat.
When is Ethan Hawke in the duat?
That's what the asylum is.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's the safe space that Steven and Mark built so they can talk to each other.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't get Moon Knight.
Clearly.
I felt so dumb afterwards. Because right there at the end, I don't want to spoil it. But I do have questions. Maybe if you'd like to become a $5 patron, you can listen to the Hash Browns where we spoil Moon Knight. I don't want to spoil it, but I also don't know if I am spoiling it. Anyway. Nina Project. We get to meet Hank. I think if you call him Hank, it works better.
Yeah, all Hanky Vex.
Hanky Vecna. Ooh, hello. What's his last name?
Creel.
Hank Creel.
Henry Creel.
That's a good name.
Yeah, so is Victor Creel.
That's a solid name. Hank and Victor.
But yeah, so we meet she's doing the time loop thing where she has to like go back through the memory and
she has to do the Ready Player One thing.
What?
She's like doing the hit flicks. She has to like say the lines when they happen.
Oh, yeah.
She's doing the War Games thing.
Sort of.
War Games.
I mean, this is literally like the plot of Assassin's Creed.
I never played Assassin's Creed.
Oh, well, you go through.
Let me tell you how I played Assassin's Creed. Is this Grand Theft Auto?
You're supposed to get like 100% synchronization with the memories.
Oh.
So you can unlock powers.
I would say, is this Grand Theft Auto? And then throw a guard off a bridge. Is this like fantasy Grand Theft Auto and throw a guard off
I mean, it basically is.
And then I would jump off a building into a haystack and they'd be like, where'd he go?
And then you do the
and then I would throw a guard off a bridge. 5 stars.
Remember when the first one came out? We just sat there.
There was like a bridge.
A group of people. I mean, it was a cliff.
Okay,
Yeah. Like all day. Like there was like 5 of us just taking turns on the sticks, just hucking people off this cliff.
Goodbye, NPCs. Like, I
don't need you.
That's basically all L is doing here, is just hucking kids off cliffs.
I mean, so there's an open world Harry Potter game coming out. Like, I'm gonna be able to just like do that to students, right?
5 stars Dementors start chasing you.
There's just a tank with a Dementor inside of it.
Mad Eye Moody with Barty Crouch Jr. inside of him comes up and just kills you at 5 stars.
Maybe 5 Horcruxes.
Right. 5.
Yeah, when you get to 7 Horcruxes, you gotta fight Voldemort.
Nina Project L ends up in the thing.
This was my least favorite episode of the show.
Really?
Of this season, yeah. I think so.
I didn't think I had a bad episode in this season.
I don't think I did either, but I got I don't know, man. I wasn't enjoying the interaction. I was so mad that they like brought her back into all this. I was mad at Owens.
Who's Owens?
Paul Reiser, the guy, the one that took over for Papa.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, he's good. But I was mad because I was like, he betrayed 11. This is BS.
Yeah. But he also then I do like his sort of redemption where he goes and stands up for her. And I think it's so interesting, like Papa's narrative, where I think it's easy we're going to jump all the way to the final episode here, but it's easy to think that at the end, like he really did want what's best for her.
He absolutely did not.
But he straight up didn't. Like he dies a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is what I love. He doesn't get a like
a redemption.
They try he does good things at the end, but he still dies a villain.
He dies a villain because he says everything I did for you. And it's like, well, that's manipulative. And do you think she owes you something?
Just doesn't get it.
Yeah, she doesn't owe you anything.
So I don't honestly remember what happened in this episode outside of the 11 stuff, but she goes through this like time loop like a bunch of times.
They're also
trying to get her powers back.
They discover the Creel house
in like Nancy and Jonathan
and the gang, yeah. Not Jonathan.
Nancy and Steve
and Dustin and
discover the Creel house in the Upside Down. No, in real life. So they haven't gone into Watergate yet.
No, that would be in the dive, which is next episode.
Duh.
Yeah. They go to the Creel house. They use the flashlights and they light up as he is attacking.
That was so cool.
Yes.
He was attacking Patrick. Right?
I guess.
That's how Watergate gets formed.
Yeah, but they were... I guess, yeah.
Because he's like going to his spot so he can attack Patrick.
Yeah, and then they go meet up with Eddie at
Lover's Lake.
No, before they go to Lover's
Reaver
Lake,
Rick's house.
They go to Kissing Rock or whatever. Skull Rock,
yeah.
Which is like, we're doing Tomb of Horrors, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
Season 5, Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
Acererak is the big bad.
Yeah.
You thought Vecna was the big bad? Wrong.
Yep.
Acererak gave Vecna his powers.
Yep. I mean, it's got to be, right? Because they can't just have the same. Sorry, I'm doing the you thing now. I'm leaning.
I know, and I'm leaning into it.
Yeah, they can't just like have 2 seasons of the same villain, right? Like there has to be.
The Mind Flayer was a villain for 2 seasons, right?
No, there was. Well, first of all, the Mind Flayer was never really the villain.
It was Vecna all along.
And then there was smoke particle Mind Flayer that was inside of Will and was never really there. And then there was Meat Mind Flayer. And it had Billy, and Billy was the Jason.
Billy. You know, Dacre Montgomery's in at least one episode of these last 5 episodes. That being the finale, which makes it obviously the best episode.
I mean, it's the best episode for many reasons.
Mostly Dacre Montgomery's in it. The fact that they took him out of the show pisses me off so much.
He's so good.
He's so freaking good.
It's just like, I want to see him in something else where he's not a total douche.
He's Australian.
I know.
All of his light bulbs in his house are below eye level.
What?
That's a thing. Dacre Montgomery believes in like light, soothing you and calming you. So he's big on lamps. He uses hue bulbs all over his house, and every light bulb is below eye level.
I vibe with that. I hate overhead lights.
I love overhead lights. I can't stand lamps. Pointless.
Big lamp guy.
Mostly the reason I hate lamps, and I'll complain about this right now, is if I reach over to the lamp we'll pretend this microphone is the lamp, okay? If I reach over to the lamp and the twisty to turn it on is on the backside.
Turn the lamp around.
I do. And then all of a sudden, it's on the backside again.
Oh, because you don't need to turn the lamp around. You need to turn the
I need to turn like the actual top piece. Yeah.
Because otherwise the cord
then the cord follows. Yeah.
The cord will go to the same place.
Yeah. And that drives me nuts about lamps. That being said, I do have a lamp in my bedroom next to my bed, which is very convenient. When I was a child, I always wanted a lamp because I didn't want to get up to turn the light off because that woke me up too much.
Sorry. Did you not have a lamp when you were a kid?
We had reading lamps that would get like 100,000 degrees.
You couldn't just be like, hey, Mom, Dad, can I have a table lamp for my bedside table?
No, you could never ask for something like that. My mom and dad would have bought it. Like,
why couldn't you ask for something like that?
Because that's rude.
Why?
I don't know. I just never thought.
Is this I have brothers thing? Like,
no, I think Jonathan had a table lamp because he was into the Pixar theory, so he would have had like a telescope, like one of these. Can the listeners see this? Not the listeners, obviously.
I have no idea.
Can the viewers see this? There's a mic stand right here that looks kind of like the Pixar lamp. Boing, boing, boing. That was pretty good.
I don't have a lamp, but I do have Mjolnir.
So I started a new job recently. I want to tell you a very quick story.
Okay.
I started a new job
Mjolnir?
recently. No, I was at work the other day and we were listening to not 97.3, the other rock station.
97.3 is a rock station?
Maybe 97.3 is the rock station that we were listening to. I don't know.
96.3 is ROV.
That Papa Roach song came on that like
That's Disturbed.
I thought it was Disturbed, but then I said Papa Roach because I was like, if I say Disturbed and I'm wrong, he's never going to let me live it down.
I'm never going to let you down thinking Down with Sickness is a Papa Roach song.
But I've been there 6 days and one of the managers at my office looks at me and goes, I bet you'd be pretty good at that. How do you make that noise, Tyler? And you know what was crazy was like, I knew the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I could do it super well. It's a pig squeal, right?
Well, nobody can do it like David Draymond.
But it's inhale and exhale at the same time.
I don't know how he does what he does. He's like a freak.
It can't go that quick.
Yeah, I have no idea. Can I tell you about Papa? Oh, no, go ahead.
That was my whole story, was that like I'd been there 6 days and my reputation is dude can probably sound like Disturbed guy.
Nice.
Dude knows weird vocal tricks.
Can I tell you about Papa Roach?
Yeah, for sure.
So last year,
this is a jam-packed episode of Bacon and Eggs. Let's take a tangent to talk about Papa Roach real quick.
You took a tangent to talk about Disturbed.
I did.
It's a quick story. It was funny. Last year, I went to one single day of the Blue Ridge Rock Festival.
Yeah, you saw Ice Nine Kills without me, jerk.
I did see Ice Nine Kills without you. So the band that was closing that show on the like main stage was Papa Roach.
Yeah,
and they had thousands of people standing out in front of them to watch Papa Roach play.
Yeah, I would go.
But it wasn't like, I mean, they were not. I know one Papa Roach song. They were not very good.
Really?
I mean, they were fine. But this is what I'm about to tell you: is like the dude gets up in the microphone like halfway through their set, and it's just like, "Are y'all stoked to be here at Blue Ridge Rock Fest tonight?" Everybody's like, "Yeah, woo!" And he goes, "All right, when I say Papa, you say Roach." And he goes, "Papa," and like 8 people were like, "Roach." Because it was like there was not a song. Usually that happens when like a song is playing,
right,
or like a beat, and the guy was just like yelling,
right.
And it was the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
Oh, poor dude.
Yeah,
you know, if he wrote an album of like punk metal music based on like classic American literature, actually just classic literature in general,
yeah,
maybe he would have gotten a better response there.
Is that you talk about Ice Night Kills?
I'm talking about Ice Night Kills. Yeah.
They did not get as good of a response as Killswitch Engage, who were playing right next door to them.
I guarantee, even if I was there, I would see Killswitch Engage. I know every word to Ice Night Kills.
They were incredible.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, Killswitch Engage, that is a band. That is a band that can play music.
Song, but
they played it.
Obviously, they played it.
They played it. All right, cool. Let's talk about episode 6.
Episode 6, El Divo.
El Divo.
I will say this is one of the greatest retro horror posters of the bunch.
Yeah. But honestly, this is one of those ones where like I like this poster. What we're looking at is it's posted on Instagram, I think.
Yeah.
It's the one that says The Dive on it. But like I would have much preferred like a much more Jaws vibe to it.
I think there's a lot of Jaws to this.
And that's too busy for Jaws.
I think the skull I would have gone without.
Yeah, I would have gone with like small Steve and like big tentacles.
Big tentacles.
Big tentacles, little Steve.
I think if you Google Steve Harrington tentacles,
don't do that. Don't do that.
All
listener,
sorts of results.
Hey, viewer, don't do that. Don't do that.
You're gonna get all yolks.
Yolks?
Just hit up tumblr.com/Steve Harrington and tentacles.
Yeah.
That's my new Tumblr account.
I'm sure if you go on like, what is it?
No, it's not.
What if you go like AO3? Is that the fan fiction
AO3?
website?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gotta be Steve.
I think
Steve
AO3
Harrington.
stands for something.
It's an archive of our own.
Yeah, so it's 3 O's.
3 O's, yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Just call it, I guess AO3 is probably like AOO.
I mean, listen, it's not as bad as people calling Buffalo Wild Wings BW3s.
Oh my God.
Where's that third W?
Where's the third?
Where's the third W?
Also, it's just B-dubs.
It's just B-dubs.
Also, I feel like such a tool. Have you ever said B-dubs to somebody and they don't know what it is?
They don't know what you're talking about?
And like, now you have to explain like, I'm enough of a regular at Buffalo Wild Wings that I know the slang name for it.
The wild thing is like, people don't even call it BW3. It's BW3s. Like Kroger's.
They're wrong about Kroger's too.
I'm aware, but that's the worst part of it.
What about the like discount big box fast fashion store?
JCPenney's?
Yeah. It's just JCPenney.
Did I get that one right?
It's JCPenney.
Yeah.
Single penny.
Yeah. A penny with an EY.
Yeah.
JCPenney.
It is, however, belonging to Macy. So it is in Macy's.
It is belonging to Macy. Yeah.
Macy's.
I remember there was a while where
there's many Sears.
Many Sears.
A Belk.
A Belk. Not even belonging to Belk, just
many,
Belk.
Many Bloomingdales.
Many Bloomingdales. One belonging to one Dillard.
It is. Fifth Avenue is belonged by Sack.
It's just Nordstrom. Fun fact.
It's Nordstrom. Is there a difference between Nordstrom and Nordstrom Rack?
Yeah.
Are those different stores?
That's like asking me if there's a difference between Brooks Brothers and Brooks Brothers 346.
347.
347, whatever.
357?
One of those.
I've been hitting up the GW lately.
The GW?
Yeah.
What is the the Goodwill?
The Goodwill.
The Goodwill.
I've been wearing everything I've worn to work for the past, this is my second week. Everything I've worn to work has been from the GW. I've got Vineyard Vines,
nice.
Polo Ralph Lauren.
Basically everything I buy at this point is from it's a little boutique called Target.
I do hit up the Target a lot. Their shirts, I've got a long torso, maybe not quite like Vecna, but their shirts are a little short on me.
He doesn't have a Vecna torso, guys. Listen.
That dude's got a long body and he's got no butt. How do you think the conversation went?
He's mostly just like I don't know, like reanimated skeleton.
How do you think the conversation went at Stranger Things headquarters when they were like, Vecna's butt, what are we going to do about this? We've got these shots where you can see his side profile. What do we do about the butt? What do we do about the dong?
We can't just shoot it differently. Not possible.
What are we going to do?
You remember that scene in Fight Club where Brad Pitt is like, no, they're real questions that don't give you the ass to the crotch. The Duffer Brothers said yes. We would like to see that Vecnussy.
The Dive, Steve Harrington. We get more of Jason, the greatest villain of all time. I don't know why I like Jason so much as a villain. I think it's because he was so easily hateable so quickly. You know what I think it is? Because think about this with me. Your state in the United States of America, your state is oftentimes defined by your greatest So Indiana, what's the greatest thing about Indiana?
John Green, the Indy 500.
Indy 500 and
Martin Van Buren,
basketball.
basketball. Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. Thank you.
Yeah.
So for all intents and purposes, Jason, state champion basketball captain, should be not just celebrated in Hawkins, celebrated in all of Indiana, which we've talked about before.
I think it was just the conference championship.
Whatever. We're going to... The fact that he's like a basketball champion matters. I think your state is very easily defined by what makes you the greatest, but your region or your area or your town or your county is defined by your outcasts.
Yeah, defined by what makes you worse than everybody else.
Right. And I think when you look at a macro level, it's the same thing is true about like what makes the United States great. We're not going to get into that conversation. But then like when you zoom it out, there's things you can say that make the United States great, like Los Angeles, New York, great farming, good zoos.
And there are things that make it bad, like Alabama.
But then, then you look at the states and you define them by their outcasts. So you look at like West Virginia and Alabama and Mississippi and what makes them weird. Or you look at like New York City is one thing and then New York State is a totally different thing. Anyway, so if the biggest version of where you live is the state, then it's defined by what makes it great. And then your region is defined by the rejects or the outcasts. And in this case, the outcasts are our heroes.
Yeah.
And so Jason is never a hero to us, but in his mind, he is larger than Hawkins, and he is.
Yeah, he is the hero. It's also such a great just piece of, I don't even know if I'd call it, because it's not allegory. It's just straight up like commentary, like that he is like the religious, extremist,
right?
That thinks that the word of God matters to laws.
I don't even think he necessarily is religious. I think he knows that the word of God will influence the people of Hawkins.
No, I think that he fully believes it because
you don't think it's all about Chrissy?
No, because there's no motivation for him he doesn't care about Chrissy.
Oh, I thought he did care about Chrissy.
No.
That's an interesting take.
He's the guy. He doesn't care about, nobody here cares that much about their high school girlfriend.
He does.
No, he doesn't. He cares about,
he's Drew. True loves.
He cares about, he doesn't care about he cares about getting revenge for Chrissy, not like he immediately takes it up as the cause, not as he cares as much about getting Eddie Munson as he does about getting revenge for Chrissy because he will not listen to reason.
But you don't
from anybody.
You don't think he looks at the situation and says, if I tell the townsfolk that Eddie Munson is a cultist, then they'll listen to me. Like he doesn't. I think he's finding the easiest.
No, I think he firmly believes it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's crazy pants.
Yeah, he believes the satanic panic thing.
For D&D. Although, dude, have you ever read some D&D source material from the 80s?
Not particularly.
Man, you will totally get where these parents were coming from.
Yeah, but they said
Gygax had some thoughts.
They said the same thing for us about Harry Potter, about all this crap.
No, not quite the same. I think Harry Potter is this is clearly a fiction. You look at some of that Gygax stuff.
It's also clearly fiction.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I would let my kids play D&D. I would DM for them. That sounds like fun. Not at this age. They'd be terrible. My son would eat the dice. He'd be like, oh, is
your daughter
D4?
Would not participate. Your son would eat the dice.
Yeah.
Your third child is unborn.
Yeah. But 10, 12 years from now, all in.
Ain't no way Olivia's playing D&D with you when she's 17.
You think Olivia will be 17 in 12 years?
I think it's 14. I don't know why.
Oh.
She'll be 15.
She might play then. But it's going to be a whole different
dad.
Hold on. It's going to be a whole different era of parenting. At least I think this is what every parent hopes. And this is what my parents hoped. I think my kid, at least my hope, is my kids have and know their independence as teenagers, but also want to do things with their parents.
Yeah, but I don't think that she's gonna want to play D&D with you.
I went and saw 5150 with your mom.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
What if I come to the table and I go, hold on. I come to the table with a pair of drumsticks and I start playing Hot for Teacher. I think if you play Hot for Teacher in front of your kids, they don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
I think specifically that song, you're screwed.
Yeah, specifically that one. Yeah, this is really annoying.
Got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm Hot for Teacher. Got it bad.
All right, let's talk about another episode. I don't like.
All right. The massacre at Hawkins' lab and the Demogorgon escapes in the Russian prison.
So this is when we learn what really happened from that opening scene of the like, what did you do? What have you done? We learn what happened to the kids, that one killed them.
Now, that scene is from previous seasons too, right?
No.
That's all new to this.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I thought that was an extant scene.
I don't think so.
So we're going
Maybe
back
pieces of it.
We're going back pre-season 1, 11.
Yeah. We're going back to like tiny child 11.
Is that why I guess she's the only kid there?
Yeah, because the rest of them are dead.
Because the rest of them are dead.
And 8 ran away.
Because one killed them. 8 ran away?
Yeah.
Who's 8?
The girl from the second season.
No, man.
From the episode that everybody hated.
No recollection of that whatsoever.
Well, 8 ran away.
All right. Rock on.
Got away somehow. And yeah. So all the other kids are dead. That's why there's just 11. It's just 11 and Papa in when season 1 starts.
And she escapes. Goes and eats Eggos. I do like that in this season they kind of get away from the Eggo thing and they're like, all right, we played that out.
Well, I mean, she's not, 5 anymore.
Right. I just appreciate it.
Yeah. She's in high school committing felony assault with a roller skate.
I love that.
That girl deserved it for sure.
Oh, man.
I mean, don't parent your kids to like commit assault, but that girl deserved it. 100%.
I think, I would never want my children. If my kids hit somebody, that would be obviously terrible. But I totally see where Elle was coming from. Also, Elle is not like a child that you would have raised. Elle was raised by Hopper, who was, as we learned,
Elle wasn't even raised by Hopper.
Right, but Elle was raised in a lab and then raised by Hopper, who, for the most of the time they were together, he was like suffering PTSD from the death of his own daughter.
Yeah.
Which is not funny. Did we learn that in this episode? Or did we already know that?
We already knew that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this is where we learn about Agent Orange.
No, because that's the episode we learned about his other daughter.
No, we knew about his other daughter in season 1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or season 2, maybe.
I need to go back and watch
season 1, I believe.
This is where we learn about Agent Orange. I love the Enzo scenes. I love the Yuri scenes. I really love all the Russia stuff, but I also think it drags.
It drags on so much. And like, I didn't need Yuri talking about his helicopter's boobs.
I think he was talking about its butt.
Whatever. This is Katinka. she is virgin to me. I mean, not real Katinka. Absolutely not. I didn't need all that.
This is the end of volume 1 as it was released.
Yeah.
How does this end? There's like a death or something, right?
I don't remember, because this is the one that doesn't have Will or 11 in it at all. Or not Will, 11. Will or Jonathan or Argyle in it at all, or Mike.
Oh, dude, their story drags on too.
Yeah.
God, we have to deal with we missed it, I think. The Susie crap. Good Lord, roll my eyes.
That was the last episode, I believe.
Yeah, God. I don't want to deal with that. I didn't want that at all.
Yeah.
This ends with Elle killing the, this is the end of, right?
Hold on. I mean, this ends with her killing Henry.
Yes, that's the,
yeah.
The reveal here is that Henry is Vecna.
Yeah.
And then we get to chapter 8, and this is when she pulls the helicopter down.
Yeah, when she pulls which was badass.
Which, man, I don't know how helicopters fly. There's got to be a lot of downward thrust.
Yeah.
that she is pulling against. That's got to be
No,
her.
I mean, they're pretty fragile.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah. Just like, don't
take a helicopter.
Stop taking if you and your wife, listeners, if you and your wife don't ride the helicopter together because you're afraid one of you might die and leave your children parentless, maybe just stop riding in fucking helicopters. I'm still mad. It's been like 3 years. I'm still mad. Stop riding in helicopters. It did not work for this guy. I thought it wasn't going to work for Joyce and Hopper.
Dude, this dude, I do kind of feel for this dude because Elle kills him.
Yeah.
Elle just like
You're the
straight
sniper
up
guy?
and the pilot.
Yeah.
Like Elle murders 2 adults.
Yeah, she murders many adults. Well, I guess most of the adults do most of the murdering of each other.
In this scene?
In the whole, this whole episode.
So what I really liked about this one,
it was like a lot of people die in this one.
A lot of people die. They kill the scientists.
They kill Papa.
R.I.P.
Matthew Modine.
What if Papa was played by Ted Danson?
Well, he's not. He's played by Matthew Modine.
But what if he was? If he was like...
I mean, it would be a much sillier show. Do you have Eleanor Shellstrop's file or do you have a cactus? I don't know what you're talking about. Is it a cactus?
Is Henry L's real father? Is that part of Papa's disgusting nature?
I mean, I don't think it's impossible.
Because he would have been, like, I don't know, we'll say 8 when he killed his parents.
Yeah, maybe 10.
Do you think he would have hit puberty within 3 years and then Papa starts harvesting children from 1? And that's where we get 2.
I mean, it is entirely possible that they're all siblings. I definitely don't think we've seen the last of that whole story.
Papa is a Sarah.
No, he's not the big bad.
It makes sense.
It would, but he's...
Enzo is a Sarah. The Russian turned good guy.
Enzo, the guy from Game of Thrones.
He's from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
He's like Arya Stark.
If you've seen Game of Thrones, that was really funny. What he just said, that was really funny.
Arya Stark.
But he hasn't seen Game of Thrones, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
She kills the Ice King.
She does.
She drops the knife.
The King of Always Winter.
The
Night
King of Always Winter?
The Night King. It's the
His
land
name is the King of Always Winter?
It's not. It's the Night King.
Okay.
It's the land of Always Winter.
The Land of Always Winter?
Yeah.
That's from Adventure Time, man. That is Sergeant Gumball. That's a Cartoon Network show. The Land of Always Winter. Princess Bubblegum lives there. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Game of Thrones is so good. This is high. Shut up. Shut
Brandon
up.
Sanderson.
Brandon Sanderson's not pretending to be high fantasy.
Yes, he is.
I mean, maybe it's high fantasy, but it's not. It's accessible.
So is Game of Thrones.
And at least his big bad is called the Lord Ruler.
How is that better than the Night King?
Night King's not bad. I said Lord Always Winter, Land of Always Winter is stupid. That's what's the one with the bird? What's the Adventure Time show with the bird? I know the one. I know you know the one I'm talking about.
Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Yeah.
That's that show.
I almost said Rick and Mordecai.
Rick.
That's a show right there.
Wubba dub dub.
A Pickle Rick.
Ethan has a Pickle Rick license plate. In Virginia, you can get a Pickle Rick license plate.
And Ethan has Pickle Rick license
Ethan
plate.
has a Pickle Rick, not like a license plate cover, like the state printed Pickle Rick on a license plate. And Ethan
Welcome
has
to Virginia, the home of the most custom license plates.
Ethan has it. And it says PCK RCK.
Yeah. Fun fact, my dog Pickles named after Pickle Rick.
Oh, I forgot your dog was named Pickles.
Yeah, he sure is.
Is that short for Richardles?
We do call him Dickles sometimes. That's for sure.
This is a funny show.
We're fucking hilarious.
I'm having a good time.
I'm having a grand old time.
I'm having enough fun that I would go to patreon.com/baconandeggs and I might sign up for one of them reward tiers. You know, we're trying to get up to $500 a month. Did you know that? All it would take would be like 3 of you signing up for them hangouts, I think.
I got Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Jonathan.
Papa dies.
Papa dies. Rip. Papa Dum. Papa dies. This is a lot of setup for the finale, which is 2.5 hours long.
It's a straight up Marvel movie.
It's almost twice as long as Toy Story.
It's, you know what it is it's very long, and
it's longer than Thor: Love and Thunder.
I've seen Thor: Love and Thunder.
Episode 9 of Stranger Things season 4 is better than Thor: Love and Thunder. And it's got better use of like 80s music.
Oh, dude. So when I was rewatching, I was watching on Netflix on the app, which Netflix has this great feature where you can watch at 1.5 speed.
Whoa, you can? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we brought this up last week. I bet you did it.
I did not.
Did you rewatch?
Nope. Sure didn't.
Didn't think so.
Ran out of time.
Yeah. I'm sitting here busting my butt, hopping on the Peloton and watching Stranger Things while I pedal.
I went to a music festival.
You know, they have nighttime and morning time at music festivals too.
Yeah. I saw the lead singer from Heart play Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
I watched the dude from Stranger Things play Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets by Metallica. I've seen Joseph Quinn play Master of Puppets by Metallica hundreds of times at this point, maybe thousands. Both with and without Metallica. And I've seen Metallica play it without him, in memory of him.
Ugh, so good.
I love how much Metallica's bought into it. That is my favorite thing about the whole thing.
I love how much Joseph Quinn is like, I don't know how to really buy into this without like alienating myself.
Yeah.
I feel like he's having such a hard time with it because Dacre Montgomery, you know, like Sean Astin came in from Stranger Things. It was like, okay, well, that's Sean Astin. He was in Broody. Like,
yeah, he's
in Lord of the Rings.
He comes and goes from a lot of things.
Right, he can do whatever he wants. He's Sean freaking Astin. And the girl that played Barb
was in it for 2 episodes.
Was in it for like 2 episodes. That doesn't count.
The guy that plays Alexi, yeah, he was nobody.
Oh, I forgot about Alexi.
Yeah, because you didn't rewatch this season.
Yeah.
You got to go back and see the whole show.
He does the thing with the cup. Hold on, viewer, listener, just imagine I'm doing the Alexi thing. Viewer, you can see it.
All he wanted was a cherry Slurpee, man, and to be an American.
All he wanted was the cherry Slurpee.
Like to have seen Montana. That's from The Hunt for October, not from Stranger Things.
Alexi died. But anyway, if you're sitting there, if you're Joseph Quinn, you're like, I don't want to end up like Dacre Montgomery and not get roles following this. Do I just...
Yeah, I don't know how Dacre Montgomery hasn't been anything.
Maybe he has been.
But also, like, the difference between... Playing Billy in Stranger Things was always going to be a tough sell for, like, the rest of your career if that was the first thing you did.
Why do you say that?
Because he's so hateable.
He was in Power Rangers.
Was he?
That was beforehand. But yeah, he was.
But like...
So Dacre Montgomery has leather-bound the scripts for all of his major projects.
That's cool.
And so he has Power Rangers, Stranger Things, leather-bound, which is so cool. I would have the exact same collection if I could. If somebody was like, Tyler, do you want leather-bound copies of all the screenplays that Dacre Montgomery's been in? I would be like, yes, I do.
I can think of actors I'd rather have it for.
Yeah. Yes. Instead of just a season of Stranger Things and the Power Rangers movie.
2 seasons of Stranger Things.
2 seasons of Stranger Things. Now 3.
Well,
it's in 2 episodes. Yeah.
2 full seasons.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of... Do you want George Clooney's? Yes, I do. This is the second week in a row we brought up George Clooney.
I was thinking Sam Neill.
Do you want Sam Neill? Do you want Chris Evans? I think we have Captain America right there. Do you want Brad Pitt?
I wouldn't want Chris Evans. That'd be a lot of like Marvel movies he's not very much in.
Not as many as like Benedict Wong.
Well, that's true.
That dude's
He's
in
all
everything.
of them.
I think Benedict Wong is just cheap. I don't know.
Didn't
Maybe
somebody-
he's getting paid, but I think Marvel's like, who from the C-list can we grab?
Didn't somebody just sign a contract to be in like 11 more Marvel movies? Is that in the Around the Reel?
I think in Around the Reel we're talking about Eros. Harry Styles
Yes, that was it.
signed, I
Yeah.
think it's a 4-film contract for $100 million.
Harry Styles collecting the bag from every angle.
Yeah. Papa.
When you get arrested by the Metallica police, I'm not going to bail you out.
The water main is making noise, tennies.
I honestly can't believe that they got. I mean, obviously Metallica super bought into it and they're like all about it and it's great. But like when I found out that they were using Master of Puppets, because when he plays the first chord, like I legitimately thought it was about to be Eruption.
Eruption would have worked. That's what I was trying to say when I said Hot for Teacher earlier.
Yeah.
We'll bring that back.
But I can't believe that Metallica did this. They are notoriously like the worst about licensing.
No, that Led Zeppelin is the worst about licensing.
Metallica are the people that tried to like destroy Napster.
Sean Parker deserved that.
Okay.
How am I? Music is such a weird thing that like the man, obviously bad, but also Napster sticks it to the man, also bad. Like that can't be the answer either.
See, my thing is like
Sean Parker bad.
As a musician, I think, take creative control over your stuff, whatever. But like everybody that's weird about their music being placed in like TV shows, movies, TV commercials, shut up.
Do you think if Meow Mix approached Metallica and said, we want to use Master of Puppets, Metallica has to say yes?
I absolutely do. Yeah.
Meow.
I don't think you have to, but like maybe commercials is a stretch with this. But like I think
the
filmmakers
Got Milk campaign wants to use One by Metallica.
Hold your breath as I pray for Dale.
Got Milk.
Got milk. I think that filmmakers should be able to use whatever they want in movies. Like, I really do.
Why do you think .com uses Hot for Teacher by Van Halen?
What is .com?
No, why do you think?
Oh.
Why do you think smoking isn't stupid from Channel 1?
I think I said this 2 weeks ago. I maintain this. Smoking's bad. Nobody should smoke. And that cigarette companies should be allowed to advertise on race cars. I maintain this.
And here comes Bobby Labonte in the Camel.
Bobby Labonte drove the number 18 Interstate Batteries car, Tyler.
Okay. And in your reality, he drives for Camel.
No, he drove the Interstate Batteries car when it was still the Winston Cup.
For Marlboro.
Marlboro. Michael Schumacher drove the Ferrari for Marlboro.
Marlboro. That's podcasting.
That's podcasting. Saying the word Marlboro.
Marlboro. Just as bad to smoke as it is to say.
As it is to say.
I've never smoked
I'm
a
Sam
cigarette.
Neill here for Marlboro cigarettes. They call them cowboy killers, and I'm dead. I tell you, I don't smoke, but like if you refer to a certain brand of cigarettes as cowboy killers, that makes me want to smoke them more.
What if Eddie got up there?
Please do I want to know,
buddy? And Dustin's sitting there like doesn't get it at all. Most metal thing ever.
Faith through everything at the Bacardi family. Like the voice just comes out of nowhere. I mean, it is bats.
It is
bats.
I think one of my all-time favorite scenes, episode 9. There's I want to talk to you about a few things. Cinematography. Episode 9 and episode 8 are very, very careful with their cinematography. Almost every shot of every character up until characters unite is done like they're centered and alone in the shot.
Okay.
What is that called? Why am I blanking? They're not using thirds. They're centered.
Just centered.
So, yeah, they're centered in the shot.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else with them. Every
Hashtag
character.
accidentally Wes Anderson.
Yes. But very much on purpose, because it happens to every single character.
Listen, nobody's ever doing anything accidentally when they're doing the Wes Anderson thing.
I know. This is really interesting, though. You could watch this on mute and understand exactly what's going on if you're paying attention to the cinematography. And that's what I think makes Stranger Things, specifically this season. I know it's always been good, but specifically this season, top 5 TV shows all time.
Yeah.
The moment Elle links up with Mike, nobody is ever in a shot alone for the rest of the episodes.
Really?
There
That's
are
wild.
moments when people are addressing their fight by themselves, but usually there is at least 1 or 2 characters flanking them.
Yeah, because everybody for the most part pairs off for the last 2 episodes.
Yes. And like even the shots with Erica when she's in the fence by herself,
Yeah.
like they threw in an extra.
Huh. That's cool.
So like almost never is anybody alone in a shot for the rest of the series. And which I think is like, even so they do the shots of Elle in the so like in episode 5 when they do the shots of Elle in the Nina Project, she's alone with all the screens above her, right?
Right.
When they do the shots of Elle when she's in the salt bath inside the back of the Surfer Boy Pizza, you can see everybody standing
constantly
around her. Which I think is awesome. I do think, flipping it away from cinematography and getting back into lore real quick, I do think the concept of the piggyback is fucking stupid.
Why?
It does not link up just well. And like the answer to the season is they've been apart the whole season and we want them to all get together. And the answer at the end of the season is, oh yeah, no, they're still all apart.
I think that's fine.
No, I think it's stupid that Elle can just be like, yeah, I'll go where Max is. I'll get in Max's brain.
I mean, but like that's it's, it shows how, Jesus Christ, man.
That's loud, isn't it?
It shows how much stronger she's gotten, even with her powers coming back. And B, it wasn't enough. Max dies. Eddie dies. Those were both tough.
Eddie's so
those were tough scenes.
In this back half of the season, we also see the near death of Steve Harrington.
Yeah.
I could not have handled that.
No. Which I do think he is going to die.
I think him and Nancy kiss and he dies.
Yeah. Because it was when they had him, man, when they had him monologuing about the Nance, I was lying about my vision earlier. I see the 6 kids, but they're yours. And I was like, they about to kill Steve Harrington in front of me.
They're going to do it. Steve Harrington.
They're going to do it.
They straight up cannot.
They're absolutely going to, though. Because he's done, right? Like he will have peaked.
He's peaked so many times.
But like he will have fulfilled everything he needed in his life.
Yeah.
And then he will die. That's my prediction. But Eddie was brutal, man. When he looks up at Dustin, is like, I didn't run away this time.
I'm getting chills right now,
dude,
just thinking about it.
It's such good writing.
And so my favorite scene, this is what I was talking about. This is how I got onto the cinematography thing. When everybody pairs off, there's a scene after they go to the gun shop where they're all sitting in a field preparing their weapons, and they've got these amazing symbolic weapons where like Dustin and Eddie have the shields with the nails.
Yeah.
And Nancy has the shotgun, and it's so freaking good. Robin and Steve have the Molotov cocktails and the grenades. I'm getting chills thinking. Anyway, that scene where everybody is having their defining sort of come to Jesus moment with each other.
Yeah.
And the Nancy of that scene is Nancy empowering herself.
Yeah.
Love that.
Did you see the just to bring it back down for 1 second, did you see the meme that was like, man, Nancy Wheeler's such an interesting character. The Duffer Brothers really just said, like, what if we gave Hermione Granger a Glock?
She's more Ginny B. Jones, if you ask me.
She's definitely not Hermione Granger. She's more Ginny Weasley, book Ginny, than anything.
No, give me a good female journalist. She's like Lois Lane.
No, she's nobody from Superman. Lois Lane is exclusively the like damsel in distress character.
No, that's the whole thing. Mike even talks about it in these episodes that Lois Lane is at least an ace reporter for the Daily Globe. I don't know what.
I think it's the Daily Planet.
Daily Planet?
Yeah.
Superman's not my forte.
Yeah, me either.
That's an American pronunciation of forte. Where would the E sound come from? You can't just interject that. But Dustin and Eddie. I love the Dustin, Eddie, Steve love triangle in the whole season. That like Steve and Eddie are vying for Dustin's
affection,
affection and mentorship.
Yeah.
And
menteeship.
Yeah. And like Dustin loves them both so freaking much. I love that whole dynamic, but Dustin and Eddie like staying positive and saying, making jokes as they head to the end of the world. I'm getting chills thinking about it. And then they like wrestle each other in the grass. Oh, it's so freaking good. And he says, Dustin, never change.
And then Dustin is the one person that goes up to Eddie's uncle at the end.
Dustin was the only one that loved Eddie.
Yeah. He's the only person who cared about him.
Because I said her name a few minutes ago and now I can't think of it. The little sister. Erica loves to be involved with the D&D group, right?
Yeah.
And Mike
loves 11 and himself.
Oh my God. I didn't catch it the first time around. Like Will confessing his love for Mike.
You didn't?
I knew that's what was happening, but I was like, oh man, people played this up to be such a thing. Second time around, whoa.
It is, and it's Will's birthday.
Oh my God. Ouch.
Yeah. God, there's a lot of hurt in this last couple episodes, man. I don't want to alarm you. We are at like 125.
I know we are. We're going to. I mean, what do you want to do around the reel? Do you want to take that to the hash browns, or what do you want to do?
I don't like. I feel like maybe I'll almost do it as like just another video, real quick.
Sure. Let me get to more content.
But like, let's finish up Stranger Things, and then we can do Bacon and Eggs around the reel as
we'll do this as our last thing on Stranger Things.
I was gonna say we do that as a hash brown.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Because I think we should just actually do an episode on Moon Knight at some point.
Yeah, I can't do it right now.
No, I can't. I gotta watch it again. But there's a lot of hurt, especially in this last episode, man. So let's talk about 2 days later. Let's talk about it. What do you make of that?
So a lot of people really, from what I've read, people seem to be really offended or just like annoyed. A lot of things they don't like that nobody brings up Eddie's situation, which I think that really hammers home to me how much like how much weight Dustin carries in the group. That like they were all doing this for Dustin.
For Dustin, not for Eddie.
Not for Eddie.
None of them could give a shit if Eddie lived or died.
But they cared that Dustin
They cared that Dustin cared.
That Eddie lived or died. Yeah. So I think that's a pretty powerful way to send that home.
I really like the cap offs. I mean, it was like, it is extremely obvious that they were like in the middle of making the last episode and got the call from Netflix that was like, hey, we want to renew you for another season if you got it in you.
Right. And they were like,
oh, shoot. All right. Yeah, we could do that.
I don't know if this would have been a very satisfying ending. Like if Vecna just died right there. I love that Nancy.
No, I think
him.
they reshot and like cut. Like
yeah,
so,
I love that Nancy did it. I want Elle to die personally. When Steve Harrington says this was a lot easier when we had Elle, I was like, oh my god, what a great way to pitch this season.
I mean, it'll be
Elle's not there at all.
It'll be like, you know, Elle will die defeating Vecna. They'll take each other out, and all the superpowers will be gone from the world. And then, you know, they'll all be standing over Eleven's corpse, and Will will just look up and go, you know, I think the strangest thing were the friends we made along the way. And then it'll just wet squelch out. That's the end.
And
that's
then the Sararak eats Steve Harrington, and Nancy
Steve Harrington's been dead at this point.
Steve Harrington, and then Nancy throws a grenade down Sararak's throat.
Yeah, Steve Harrington's been dead. Vampire Eddie's standing there.
Oh, Eddie's coming back. I mean, obviously, like if they brought back my boy Dacre Montgomery, they're gonna bring back.
I mean, he'll be back at least in
flashback
PTSD scenes,
right? Yeah.
I don't have a problem with 2 days later. I really don't. I think that
it's a little soon. You could have given me like 2 weeks.
No, I think 2 days is important because it's the days after, because they want to sell it as just like a disaster,
right?
Not like, you know, world-ending trauma. They want to sell it as just like the things that human beings will do to just sort of, you know, your eyes will filter out your nose or whatever. Like, it's that thing. So I don't have a problem with 2 days later at all. I think it was a good, like, I didn't want to watch Dustin cry for 48 hours, right? Like, I don't need that. You showed us what you needed to show us of that pain.
Hold on. Season 5.
Okay.
Jason is a Demogorgon cowboy with a gun.
Listeners, this has been another episode of Bacon and Eggs.
No, think about it. How cool would that be?
I just love this strong cutaway. I'm a big fan of that. The stew, the think, and then the graphics by Vaishon Brandon, music by Andrew Scott Bell. It's AndrewScottBellMusic.com, Vaishon Designs on Instagram. It's just what it says on the slide.
I know. You can join our Facebook group. It's totally free. It's called Bacon and Eggs Fans. You can search it. There's a link in the description. There's a link somewhere nearby.
It's not a bio.
It's not a bio.
Link not in bio.
Link not in bio. But you can join the Facebook group. It's totally free. We hang out. We ask for prompts for Around the Reel. We ask for prompts for movie scores. And we just hang out. It's a good time. You can also join our Discord server, or you can join our Zoom hangouts. $25 a month on Patreon. Patreon.com/bacon and eggs. Discord server is only $3. And it's a pledge. So I'm not going to charge you the day you sign up. Patreon gives you the option to do that to your patrons. I think that's stupid. It's a pledge. And also, I don't mind the trial aspect of it. You try it, you don't like it, you don't ever take your money. It's not even a money back thing. Because let me tell you, we can't afford to refund you. We just can't. But
I've already spent this month's Patreon money.
It's already spent. I'll just tell you right now. But
we are adults with bills.
With bills, and that's that. But yeah, so patreon.com, bacon and eggs. Thanks for listening to the show.
This has been another rip-roaring, rousing episode of Bacon and Eggs. We don't have scores for this, so we don't have to do all that stuff. I've been Tyler Carlin. He's been Ethan Edgehill. And until next time, arrivederci.
A Sararak.
Bye. I don't know why I keep picking up Mjolnir, but it's fun. You want to restart the camera for me?
Sure.